Well, everyone, hope you're well. Happy New Year, and hope the New Year started well for you. Another quick update from the office in terms of the activities of Taungurung and also the things that are happening on Taungurung country. Firstly, a staff update. We've welcomed aboard two new staff members, the first being Kathy Mexted, who is our Communications Officer, and secondly, our new Administration Assistant, Emily Loughran, who is a Wurundjeri woman. They both live on Taungurung country, and they've both made a really good impact in terms of the office makeup and their contribution over the past few weeks as well. Next, we've got a new position that we're advertising for, and that is the Community Engagement Officer. This is a huge role for our office because essentially that person will be engaging with our members directly, which is kind of off the back of the family engagement reports that happened last year and the year prior to that. And I guess as a response to that, we're really wanting to get to know our members more, get to know their needs and wants for Taungurung people broadly, their needs and wants personally, and whether they're interested in moving back to country, whether they've got employment desires, whether they're wanting to be more engaged in Taungurung. These are a lot of questions that we need to know more about, and this position will be crucial to Taungurung as an organisation getting to know its members more intimately. Now, I'll make it clear that this position will be a Taungurung specific position, so only Taungurung people will be considered for this role. Given the nature of, I guess, intimately getting to know our members, it's a position that we really do hope and want for a Taungurung person to take on this role and take on the responsibility of getting to know our members and engaging with our members. So you'll get a little bit more information in the newsletter proper. It will give you the job description and the instructions on how to apply. So if a position, in terms of getting to know members and getting to assist members in expressing their needs and wants for the organisation, and also in turn helping us, tailor services and engage more appropriately. If that sounds like a position that you'd be interested in, then I strongly encourage you to apply. Next, there's a couple of bits of news to keep you informed of. If you weren't at the November AGM last year, you probably wouldn't be aware that Taungurung has officially changed its name. So as of November 2018, the members endorsed a name change from Taungurung Clans Aboriginal Corporation to now being known as Taungurung Land and Waters Council. And this name officially took effect as of January this year. ORIC have confirmed that. So just to be clear, we are now known as Taungurung Land and Waters Council. And so if you see that branding out there now, hopefully you know why. Secondly, we've had a change to our registered Aboriginal party status. Recently, we applied for a variation to our boundary, and this is off the back of our recognition and settlement agreement with the state government. So our Taungurung boundary has extended to a more, I guess, traditional boundary. There's probably still some areas that are open for discussion with a few mobs, but our boundary is extended further into the northwest and also in the northeasterly region towards the Ovens River. And this is really significant for us because it means that we'll have more oversight and control when it comes to cultural heritage management matters. And look, we're really excited for this variation to be approved by the Victorian Aboriginal Heritage Council, and it will just provide us with more opportunity for say and advice and control over the activities that occur on our country now. So that's fantastic news. Next, we've we're welcoming on board an anthropology student from the Aurora Institute, and they'll be working with us for the next 6 weeks, trawling through the Public Records Office of Victoria database. The Public Records Office of Victoria, also known as PROV, has provided us with a cache full of all relevant documentation regarding Aboriginal people in the central and central northeast area. And our anthropologist is going to be, as I said, trawling through that data, but also setting up a process for assessing and collating that material. So in 6 weeks' time, when they leave, there is a structured process to cataloguing all this material, and then we'll be able to continue that process, whether it be through members or through other anthropology students to pick up where they left off. And I guess this is really significant in terms of a lot of our members have asked for years to have Taungurung take control of research material, and for whatever reason, due to resourcing and actually not having that material available, this hasn't occurred. So now this is a big step forward for Taungurung taking control of its own story and its own history, and we're really excited for them to start and do some great things for us in that 6 week period. Next, I thought I'd give you a very quick update on our recognition and settlement agreement. It's important to keep you updated as to how that agreement will come into play, and currently it hasn't come into play because there's one crucial part to the agreement that hasn't yet been registered, and that is the Indigenous Land Use Agreement, also known as the ILUA. And this is something that is lodged with the National Native Title Tribunal, and something that typically does take a considerable amount of time. So once the National Native Title Tribunal receive that information, there's an advertisement period for objections to our agreement, and once that process is kind of concluded, then we'll have a better understanding as to when our RSA will be officially recognised and the agreements come into enactment, and the settlement compensation monies come into effect for us to then be able to invest in, commercial activities, but community programs as well, to hopefully engage and support you as our members a bit more as well. Other than that, there are a multitude of programs or projects that we're being involved in, and I guess a couple of quick ones are Taungurung, as it is every year, was coming around, and we're starting to prepare for that. So keep an eye out for the different camp dates and information sessions, because we'd love to get an increase again in participants. I know we had a really good number last year, and we're hoping to increase that again. Also, we've got a language committee commencing this year, and they're going to be working on how we can, take the work that was done by Auntie Lee Healy with her dictionary and the grammar guides to a point now where we can start trying to revitalise the language and have that language spoken fluently again. So that committee is going to be working together on, progressing language for Taungurung. Next, we're going to be also convening a elders group, which we're giving them the opportunity to talk through their involvement in the organisation and how an elders group might be able to provide cultural advice to the board, but also advice in general around cultural activities and other aspects. Finally, I also will just let you know that there are going to be a lot more cultural activities occurring this year, and we're really excited to let you know about them, and we won't be too far away from announcing the dates for those and also the types of activities that we're going to be putting on this year. So as I said, keep an eye out for that. It's going to be another big year for us in terms of the recognition and settlement agreement. It may be a little bit frustrating for us in terms of the time it takes to have that registered, but that's just something we can't control. So what we're doing is, as I said, preparing, working really hard to get ourselves into a position to take carriage of that settlement agreement and ensure that we're putting our best foot forward, but also we're not stopping in terms of activities that we're wanting to involve you in as well. So that's it from me. I again look forward to seeing you into the future, and look forward to you being more engaged and participating with us as well. Thanks a lot, and have a good day.